All right, that's what I want to see there right there from the Philadelphia Flyers. Hey, it wasn't the prettiest game in the world. It wasn't. The Flyers played a lot better, though. But still, it wasn't the prettiest game. Montreal and the Flyers honestly didn't put out their best game, but the Flyers played like the better team in order to win this game. And Carter Hart gets his second straight shutout, and the Flyers win this game 4 by a score of 2-0, and they take a 3-1 series lead going into Game 5, which is tomorrow night. And the Flyers can look to advance to the second round tomorrow night by beating the Montreal Canadiens today. And Carter Hart, honestly, wasn't tested that much. Montreal did have 29 shots on the net. There were some dangerous chances in there, but most of them were just Montreal throwing pucks to the net like they normally do and trying to get those rebounds, trying to get those garbage goals. And the Flyers defense, they muckered down, they clogged the neutral zone, they clogged the lanes, they clogged those passing lanes, and they were forcing Montreal to the outside. Same basically what they did in Game 4, Game 3 actually, and basically it was a replication of what the Flyers did in Game 3 to today. But the offense, a little better. Still, I want to see more shots. The Flyers, in the first period, they had 10 shots on goal. The rest of the way, they only had 12, finishing with 22 shots on the night. The Flyers need to shoot more. And today, the goals that they score today is why they need to shoot more. Yet the first goal by Michael Raffl, set up by a beautiful play from that first line. And also just that the lines in general today, Alain Vigneault going a little bit some mixing and matching right here. Getting Jake Voracek and Sean Couturier out there with Michael Raffl, and then you're seeing a line of Claude Giroux, Derek Grant, and Scott Laughton. So I'm not sure, maybe it's to get Giroux's game going a little bit so he's not playing the top defenders, he's not playing the checking lines. Maybe it's something to get his game going, but a little bit of deception right there from Alain Vigneault, which he is known to do basically before the playoffs. Getting a little secretive with his line combos going out there, and he did it today. But hey, that first line right there, when Raffl on it, they made a beautiful play early in this game. Voracek intercepts it at the blue line, passes it over to Michael Raffl, who makes a nice tap pass over to Sean Couturier, who is skating into the zone, who then back passes it right back to Raffl, who goes into the slot, and he puts a nice wrister snipe top corner where Mama hides the cookies, and it's a 1-0 Flyers lead. Beautiful shot right there by Michael Raffl. Great play by that first line. And honestly, the first line, they've been clicking a little bit. Sean Couturier and Jake Voracek, they're getting some points in there. And that's what you like to see. But still, need the Flyers to shoot more pucks. And the Flyers do get a power play in the first period. They can't generate anything. But the Flyers, the power play today, even though it's still a goose egg, I guess it looked a little bit better. They were the first unit specifically, they were managing to get the pucks into the zone, they were winning the faceoffs, and they were setting plays up. They were getting plays going, which is a good sign. But still the problem is they're not finishing. You're making those plays, they don't ask how you do it, they ask how many, and the Flyers are not putting the puck in the net on the power play yet. I feel like eventually it's going to get jump started eventually, and they're going to score in bunches on the power play, but the option is when. The question is when. When are they going to finally chip it on the power play? Maybe you see it in Game 5 when if they get a power play and they get a goal on it, maybe. You just never know. But the power play does have to get going. It looked a little bit better today, but still you got to find a way to put the puck into the net. And Sean Couturier in the first period too, on that first power play with a very nice setup from Giroux to Voracek. Over to Couturier, it was in the blue paint, and Couturier got his stick lifted, and he had a wide open net. And he couldn't tap it in. He had his stick lifted right in the blue paint. Very nice setup play. You gotta finish it though. But hey, the power play did look a lot better, even though they went 0-3, but they still gotta find a way to put the biscuit in the net. So, and the Flyers, basically the entire game, muckered down defensively, like I said. They were keeping Montreal to the outside. They were keeping them to the boards, making them just throw those pucks onto the net. And Carter Hart, he looked very sharp once again. He made the saves when he had to. The Flyers, a little bit got into those bad habits of turning the puck over, getting into those little cute fancy plays, and that caused rushes going the other way for Montreal. Montreal had a couple of odd man rushes in there. Thank God for Carter Hart, thank God for the post, and thank God for Montreal missing the net a bunch. So Carter Hart thanked the post, thanked himself, and thanked the terrible shots by Montreal. So, like I said, Carter Hart, just good once again. Really wasn't tested that much, but he made the saves when he had to. And honestly, this is the first time I think the stat was the first time that a Flyers goaltender got back-to-back shutouts in a playoff series, going back to 2010 when Michael Leighton did the same exact thing to these Montreal Canadiens in round 3 of the conference finals. So, are we replicating something right there? Even though this is only the first round? Are we? I don't know. I don't want to go that far ahead, but hey, we got the win, and that's all that matters. And then the Flyers in the second period, basically doing the same thing, but Montreal was generating a lot more shots. Flyers really weren't getting that many chances. Even when they were getting into the zone, they still were not shooting the puck, and that's still one of the major problems right now. They're not shooting it enough. They're getting it into the zone. They're getting pucks deep, and honestly, they were better on the dump and chase in today's game. Carey Price was not out of his net that much to get the puck behind the net, which is a good thing. The forecheck was getting there better than in Game 3, so that's basically a good sign going into Game 5, but still, they need to shoot more. They need to shoot more. And this second goal by Phil Myers is exactly why the Flyers need to shoot more. So you got Kevin Hayes giving over to Konechny in the neutral zone. Then he hands it over to Phil Myers, who is driving the zone on the right side. And he just throws it. He throws it to the net. It deflects off of one of the Montreal defenders right in front of him. And the puck is going wide. You automatically see it from the shot. But Carey Price basically deflects it into his own net. When the puck goes wide, the puck deflects off of Price's blocker and his stick and goes into the back of the net. And it's a 2-0 Flyers lead. That is why you have to shoot the puck. That is why you got to get the biscuit onto the net, because, hey, you might get that lucky deflection. Hey, you might get a chance where Price actually blunders it a little bit. Because you got 2 goals today where Raffl with the absolute snipe, Price had no chance on it. And you get the second goal today with a deflection and Price basically putting it into his own net when it deflected off of his stick. Those are the lucky bounces you need to do when you throw the puck on the net. That's what happens when you just consistently throw the puck on the net. You're going to get those bounces eventually, and you're going to get those lucky deflections and those lucky bounces. That is what you have to do. That is basically the prime example of what Phil Myers did. And the Flyers, they have a 2-0 lead going into the third period. And it was a shutdown third period. The Flyers, Montreal came out hot again. They had 12 shots in this period for the Canadiens. The Flyers did generate a little bit of chances in this period as well. But the Flyers, basically the same thing. They were keeping pucks to the outside. Honestly, they were blocking a lot of shots today, too. Nate Thompson taking a clapper from Shea Weber. Shea Weber has the hardest shot in the NHL. And Nate Thompson blocked 2 of those. So hopefully he's getting some cheers in the locker room right there for taking one for the team. And also, Robert Haig. He took a shot that grazed off of his shoulder and also the back of his neck from a blast from Shea Weber. He went down for a little bit, but was able to get off on his own will, which is a good sign to see. So he didn't really get hurt on that play, which is very good. So, and also with the lineup changes today, James Van Riemsdyk was out, who has been struggling basically like the entire offense to get going. And also, I don't know if it's I blame more James Van Riemsdyk because I know he's a better player. But also, he's not getting that much ice time as well. So, like, is it James Van Riemsdyk forcing himself to not get that much ice time because of the way he's playing? And also, it's one of the reasons why he's out of the lineup. And then you slot Joel Farabee in there, who I thought had a great game because he played on the line with Kevin Hayes and Travis Konechny when Alain Vigneault mixed and matched the lines up at the beginning of the game. And then you also take out Nicolas Aube-Kubel because I feel like he was out of this game because of that block shot that he took to the top of the foot in Game 3. So maybe they were resting him a little bit, and you slot Connor Butterman into that fourth line, and Butterman had himself a great game. He played very well in the forecheck. Defensively, he was keeping people to the boards. He was basically all around there on his two-way game today. He played fantastic. He was good in the offensive zone, he was good in the defensive zone, and good in the neutral zone. He was basically good all around the ice. And that's what you want to see, basically, out of your fourth line. They're clogging up minutes in the offensive zone, taking time off that clock. And when they're in the defensive zone, they're shutting it down, they're keeping people to the boards, and they're basically doing the right things. And the fourth line did the right things in today's game. Specifically, Nate Thompson, Connor Butterman. They were playing very well today. And a lot of people want to gripe on Nate Thompson because he's out on the ice a lot for goals, but he had himself a nice defensive game, specifically blocking 2 shots from the clappers from Shea Weber. And just going through the rest of the game, the Flyers just muckered down defensively. They did get a power play in that third period, and that's on the chance when Claude Giroux had that 2-0, and he just doesn't shoot. He tries to pass it over to Couturier, who is being shut down by 2 defenders right there, and you can't really get anything going. The Flyers had a lot of odd man rushes in this game too, and I don't think we generated any shots on the odd man rushes. I feel like maybe like 1 or 2 odd man rushes had a shot on it. I think Kevin Hayes had a 2-on-1 eventually. Claude Giroux had that 2-on-0. It's just that we need to shoot the puck more, and when you're getting those odd man chances, you can tell from the players on the ice when they're on that 2-on-1. When you see a guy like Kevin Hayes, he's already looking at the player coming over to him. He's already looking for that pass. And you got Claude Giroux doing the same exact thing. He's looking for the pass 100% of the time. And that's not what you want to do. If you're getting that odd man rush and you don't see that pass happening, put the puck on the net. Put the puck on the net. And that's what the Flyers have to do going into Game 5. They got to get more shots. You won today 2-0. You hammered it down defensively. Carter Hart, once again, was stellar. But you got to put more goals on the board. Look what happened in today's game. Raffle put a shot on there that Carey Price could not stop. Phil Myers, he got a lucky bounce by throwing the puck onto the net by 2 deflections. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do to win these games. That's what you have to do to score goals. I think the Flyers through the first 4 games, they scored 2 goals in Game 1, no goals in Game 2. Basically, I think the Flyers in total have 5 goals this entire series. So the offense, it does have to eventually get going. I do believe it will eventually start to click, especially the power play. That power play is way overdue because there's too much talent on that power play to not score. So they're going to eventually get their due. But it's just, the question is, when is it going to happen? They got a lot of good looks today, weren't able to put the puck into the net. They don't ask how you do it, they ask how many. And the Flyers, they're not putting the puck in the net on the power play. So going into Game 5, Carter Hart has 2 shutouts in a row. Really wasn't tested that much today, even though he stopped 29 shots. I do expect Alain Vigneault to go right back to Carter Hart because the guy pitched to 2 shutouts. You're not gonna not go with him. So even though we're seeing a lot in the playoffs with some teams going with their backup netminder when they're going into the back-to-back, with Las Vegas, when they had the back-to-back, they had Lehner in one game, they had Fleury in the other game. With St. Louis right now, they went right to Allen when Binnington was struggling. So the Flyers, I feel like I trust Alain Vigneault to make the right decision. I do believe he's going to go with Carter Hart just because of the past 2 games that he has had. And also, you got a little bit of time to rest. Even though it's a back-to-back, tomorrow night is an 8 o'clock game. So you got a little bit more time to rest right now. Right now it's 6 o'clock. So basically you got another 26 hours to have fully rested right there. So that's going to be enough time to rest right there. Put Carter Hart back in the net, and you go into Game 5 looking to shut it down and advance to Round 2 in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I do expect Montreal to have a way better game tomorrow, but who knows? In the way the Flyers muckered it down defensively, maybe Montreal is a little too tired. Maybe they're just out of gas, and maybe that's going to be an effect on Game 5. Just who knows? What team is going to come out hot tomorrow? That basically all it starts right there. That's the major key tomorrow. Which team is going to have that hot start? Because basically in the past few games, the team that scores the first goal has won the game. Game 1, the Flyers scored first, they won the game. Game 2, Montreal scored first, they destroyed that game. Game 3 and 4, the Flyers scored first, and they both won games with shutouts. So the start in this series is obviously the major key to this game. The Flyers in the past 2 games have scored goals within the first 5 minutes, 6 minutes of the game. So let's see what the start is tomorrow. Let's see what team is going to come out hot. And the Flyers, knowing that they have a chance to advance in the Stanley Cup playoffs, I feel like they're going to be that team that's coming out hot. And also, you got to give credit to Montreal. They're facing elimination. And they've been through a ton of adversity through the qualifying rounds in right now. They're a team that knows how to play against adversity. But also, you got to factor in if they're out of gas, if they're just tired right now. That's why they didn't put up as good of a game as you probably expected them to. So, the start's going to be very key for tomorrow's game. Flyers, who knows if Hart's going to be starting? I do fully expect Hart is going to start tomorrow just because he pitched 2 shutouts for you. So I feel like that's the obvious choice. And who knows? Let's see if the Flyers can get it done tomorrow. Games tomorrow, Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Let's see the Flyers, if they can advance in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Because right now, they're up 3-1. Man, that does sound nice to hear. That's nice to hear, definitely. The Flyers have not advanced into the second round basically since 2012. It's been a long time since the Flyers have seen the second round, basically 8 years. It's been a while. So this will be some nice territory to be in, the Flyers actually taking advantage in a series up by 2 games. It's very nice to see. So, What are your thoughts on the Flyers win today? What are your thoughts on going into tomorrow's game, Game 5, a chance for the Flyers to move on in the playoffs? And what do you think the Flyers need to do more to get some more pucks into the net? So, don't forget to leave a comment in the comments section. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next time, and go Flyers!